Hi besties, in today's video we're going to talk about what happened this week from Bash in Berlin, Raw. We're going to talk a little bit about NXT. I haven't really done that often. And SmackDown. Bash in Berlin, okay, I'm going to give it a 7. It wasn't my favorite pay-per-view. It could have been more. I didn't realize how short it was. It was like 5 matches. I was like, oh, okay. But like, I don't know, like, I think because it's the same people in the pay-per-view again, it's like, it wasn't giving. So I thought it was kind of interesting that they start the pay-per-view with Cody versus Kevin and ended it with Gunther versus Randy. And also to compare the two matches, honestly, I preferred the Gunther versus Randy one more, because it was more interesting because what happened of King and Queen of the Ring and all that stuff. It was interesting, but at the same time, they were both like into the whole storyline versus like with Cody and Kevin. Kevin was not in it. You can tell he really didn't want to do it, whether him like himself not want to do it or they just tell him as a character like, hey, you have to act like this. The match was very underwhelming versus Gunther and Randy, which was very much good, especially like, I really love how Randy shook Gunther's hand. For some reason I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly, but I actually like that ending. And obviously Cody and Kevin, someone took a picture of them like leaving the ring together, so I'm like, okay. The Cody versus Kevin, I don't want to give it a low rating, but I'm just going to say it was not my favorite match of the night. My favorite matches, obviously Jade and Bianca winning back the titles. I'm happy for them. I'm curious what they're going to do. I said this once before. I think I said it with my friends. Now that they got the title back, I need them to go to NXT and defend the title there, because we will get some good A matches. Because we got Lash, Miss Jackson. Miss Parker needs a tag team partner. But like, those matches would have 8. Okay? I'm not shading anyone in Raw or SmackDown. I'm not saying their matches aren't good there. But those matches in NXT would be top tier. Okay? And also, that was a good match. I'm curious what they're going to do next. It seemed that they're still feuding with Unholy Union. For some reason, I thought their name was something different. But, yeah. The Terror Twins versus the Judgment Day. I'm going to say this, so I'm not going to say in the Raw portion. I am so tired. Like, you're making it seem like we're supposed to feel bad for the new Judgment Day. But like, why are you making them lose almost every week? And now they lost at Bash in Berlin. Unless you're gonna make them win at Bad Blood. You're making it seem like we're supposed to support them, but like, the running, the hiding, you letting them get beat up by Rhea and Damien almost every week is just embarrassing at this point. Wrap it up. Just say you're sorry to them so we can move on, because I'm so tired of seeing it, okay? I'm like, even though it was a good match, I'm not going to say it was a bad match. It was a good match. But like, Rhea and Damien obviously had the upper hand. They are 2 powerhouses, so 2 underweights versus 2 powerhouses. It wasn't really going to be a good match, a fair match, but allegedly, there's a legend, because I saw an article about it. Rhea is going to get in trouble, or may get in trouble, for what she did to Dom over here. Which, I guess, technically broke the rule of mixed tag match. Women versus women, men versus men. As you can see, Damien didn't touch Liv that much. He just did talk to the hand. So it's like, I don't know. Why, like, in the past, she has hit men. So I don't know all of a sudden why. I guess because of the storyline. I don't know if they're going to be like, oh, you're not going to get a title match because what you did at Bash in Berlin. There's no talked about it yet, so I don't know. But it was a good match. I want to know how they're going to end this storyline. Like, I'm not saying because I want it to end. I'm just curious what they're planning on doing, you know? So the next match is the strap match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I'm going to say it right now. I'm tired of this feud. Like, especially what happened on Raw. I'm tired. Like, okay, Drew got one, CM Punk got one. Enough. It was a good match, but it's like, I feel like a cage match would have been better, you know? That would have been better for them. Not saying the strap match wasn't bad, it was just, I don't know, it wasn't fitting for them. You know? Yeah, I already talked about the whole Gunther and Randy Orton. It was a good match. I love how they were matching because they were both wearing red. So next we're going to talk about Raw. What am I supposed to say about Raw? It's literally the same thing. Terror Twins versus the Judgment Day. Now they got Jey Uso, Jey Uso, yeet in their corner now. I hope it's gonna be Damian. Honestly, I don't know how I feel. Yes, I didn't want JD and Finn to lose the tag team titles, but like, I don't want Jay to be the only known as a tag team, you know? Even last year, he won the tag team titles with Cody around this time. So I'm like, yes, but I want him to win gold. Unless they're gonna make him a double champion with that, then okay, I can do that. But yeah, pretty much the same thing that's been going on lately. The Creed brothers, Ivy versus Alpha Academy. Boom, the Y6 come. That stuff. The only thought I was very interesting about Raw that kind of was different was Sammy trying to come at Gunther for the title. I'm like, sit down, Sammy. Sit down. Sit this one out. Let someone else do it. Yes, you took the IC title from Gunther, but this ain't your time. Sit down. Go do a crossword puzzle or something. Go sit down. Go over there. And also, speaking of repeats, Sonya, Zoe, and Shayna. Don't ask me what their name is. I can't remember, like, every time, like, when they say it on Raw. I was like, okay. Minute Raw's over, and I'm like, what's their name again? Something about their name. You know how NXT, they have, like, what, Fatal Influence? That should have been their name. Or Deadly Influence. That could have been, like, because they have Pretty Deadly and all that stuff. They have, like, good tag team names, but their name is just doesn't fit them, you know? They could have called themselves anything. Honestly, I feel like their name could work better for Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. And those call themselves the Big Three. You know? That could have been better. But next is NXT. I don't really talk about NXT that often because I always have something going on during NXT. But I did want to talk about two things. First thing is that Lyra came back to help Tatum with her little storyline with Wendy. And people are liking it, but I also see that people are disliking it because they feel like they're doing that because of in AEW the storyline with Mariah and Timeless Tony. The little love romance turned into a betrayal. They feel like that's what they're doing with Lyra and Tatum because how Tatum was so happy to see Lyra back in her spot, in her corner, life, whatever you want to say. And I'm just like, I mean, wouldn't you be happy to see your friend come down to see you when they've been on the main roster for like what? How many months has she been on the main roster now? Like a year? Come on now. It's almost a year now. Would you not be happy to see your friend? Don't act like you don't. But like, I don't know. Is Tatum gonna come on the main roster to deal with? I don't know what their name is. Sonya, Zoe and Shane, I don't know what their name is. And I don't think they have merch yet. I don't know what their name is. And also, the second thing I want to talk about. I believe in Johandre. We all know he's from TNA and he's been coming over here a lot lately. Also, other TNA wrestlers. So we know they have their little collab on NXT. Are they coming to the main roster now? Are they coming to Raw and SmackDown? Because like they're already on TNA, they're already on NXT. So, but that would be kind of awkward for those who were in WWE, now they're in TNA. So they're like, oh, so my former bosses is now letting my other co-workers on the show I used to work at. That's suspicious. That's weird. But I am curious. Because honestly, I wonder now. Because I was telling my friend about this. There's an article talking about how Triple H is actually going to have a wild card in the Rhea versus Liv storyline. How there's going to be a third person coming to take the title from Liv. Everyone thinks it's going to be Charlotte because as of right now, she's apparently medically cleared. So I would be very invested if it's actually someone from TNA who's going to take the title. Maybe Jordan? Making history, being the TNA Knockout Champion and the WWE World Champion. WWE, I'm giving you ideas. Take it. So now it's SmackDown. Since that's gonna be the last, that was the last SmackDown on Fox, they're going to USA. I don't know. I think just like Raw is kind of the same storyline. I thought it was very interesting how it was a triple threat match with Grayson, Austin, and Kevin. I thought that was a very interesting match. And also, next Friday, when on my birthday, by the way, September 13th, on Winter SmackDown, it's going to be Cody versus Solo in a cage match. I wonder how that got to go on. So, as I mentioned, Charlotte got medically cleared, apparently. So did Jimmy. How is he going to be? Is he going to be part of this bloodline storyline? But also, I love how shady Cody was, trying to like shake up the bloodline by trying to give Jacob a title match. And Jacob was like, oh, you about to give me? Let's square up. And so I was like, what you doing? What you think you doing? Like, I love that. I'm really wondering if they're gonna have Jimmy be that person to really break them up. That would be very interesting. And obviously, Queen Nia and Princess Tiffany. I don't like how they're already starting to shake them up. Maybe because that Charlotte's medically cleared, they're gonna have her come and like be more of a whatchamacallit, devil's advocate? Or is that they're gonna have Bailey and mention you for Charlotte? Because I'm like, honestly, I said it before and I'll say it again. I love Charlotte, I really do, but I do not want her to be a champion. I want to see her do other things other than be a champion. Like, I'm not saying she has to be like doing the whole romantic storyline, whatever. Just something that doesn't involve the title. It could be something her and Andrade do something together. Like a storyline with, oh, you're actually my, I don't know, like something weird. Because I think she did something that was kind of interesting with Lacey, how Lacey was with her dad, and since she was pregnant with her dad's baby. It could be something funny, it's not like too weird, you know? Also, I wanted to shout out, because I forgot to do it for the Raw segment, shout out to Maxine for stepping up her game in the ring. I saw something I was like, really? And someone said how Maxine is what Lana should have been, which I don't know. I don't know. Like, I guess I don't want to say that, but I understand. but she's been doing a lot better in the ring. I would love to see her in more matches outside of the storyline, but I guess because of the storyline, they're not going to do it. That's another thing. I would like to see more matches outside the storyline because I'm tired of seeing the same group of people every week wrestle. I would love to see more. Yeah, like, and still be part of the storyline. Like, have the other person distract them, all that stuff. Cause them to lose because of cheating. They can do so much more. But you know what? WWE hasn't hired me for anything yet. So until they hire me, I'm just gonna be on here complaining until they do and take my advice in consideration. I'm just gonna keep making videos, alright? I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
That bitch. I'm that motherfucking bitch.